Hi, CCA families. It's been a bit since I shared with you online, and so I just wanted to say a hello. Kids are very much still missed. I know that teachers are enjoying the conversations that they're having on our video chats with kids, and I know some of the lower grades are getting the opportunity as well to interact with their teacher and Mr. Johnson with PE and things. So everyone is so very, very messed. And as the news came out last week that school is definitely closed for the rest of the year and everything is online, our hearts kind of sank because we are so looking forward to having everyone back. You know, I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of studying about how this is going to affect our kids. And in some of my research, I wanted to share some of the things that I came across that maybe can be helpful to all of us as parents, helping our kids through this tough time. You know, our kids are worried about school, especially with it being distance learning. Hopefully, our students are getting into the groove of things, and whether that's online or with packets. Hopefully that worry isn't as much as it was in the past at the beginning of all of that. Our kids are worried about their families, about kids getting sick, family members getting sick, grandmas and grandpas or things getting sick, and it's scary. Also, as the kids are getting older, feeling lonely, feeling disconnected, not having those connections, and we know that towards middle school that friendships are so important. And then our kids are also watching the news, you know, with so many kids having easy access on their phones or Chromebooks or whatever to the news. They're not finding out their news through us as parents. They're going and looking for it themselves. So some of the tips that I wanted to share is that right now, a family is more important than ever. Even for teens, you know, playing games together, taking silly photos, decorating stuff, watching a movie together, taking walks together. This family time of giving our kids comfort is so important. And for our older kids that do regularly text or are on social media, those opportunities to connect with their friends, maybe even with those that have Chromebooks. I know there's a lot of conversations going on with Google Meets, and that's a way to help our kids still feel connected to their classmates and their friends. And then just talking, asking our kids, how are you? How are you feeling about things? And letting them just talk and us just listening. Also, a few weeks ago, I shared about creating routines. And I know for our family, we're trying to keep the routine as much as possible, getting up in the morning, getting a good breakfast, getting dressed for school, and then having that family worship time, and then starting our day with those awesome announcements from Mr. Ring-a-Ring and moving into the day. It's so important to kind of separate, since we are all at home, have that separation of this is the area for studying. This is where, whether it's at the kitchen table, whether a child has something in their own room, or maybe you have an office, whatever, is just designating some space for them so that they can use that to study. Also, we're missing a lot of milestones. We're missing kids' birthdays. We're missing some weddings of family members, of staff members that Miss Rogers was planning to get married, and now that's having to be postponed. So just acknowledging them, talking with our kids through those things. And then coming up, we can't do that, but here's what we can do for some of these milestones and special things with our kids. Sharing with our kids how we're feeling. Sometimes they can read it all over our faces or our actions, but just saying, hey, this is how I am feeling. I'm feeling this way, and it's amazing how resilient our kids are and how they can really cheer us up and encourage and help us. Another thing we do in our family is in the evening at worship time, we look for positives. We look for the things that are thank yous. And so we go around and we each share something that was good, something that was positive, that we're grateful for the day. And in our family, having 6 people, we hear a lot. And so sometimes just ending our day and thinking about those positives is super important. And then just encouraging in discussion within families. Encouraging not necessarily that it has to be about the news necessarily, but encouraging discussions about different things. We have time now. And so that family time, maybe you want to read a book as a family together and have some great discussions. That is good. And then taking a break. Sometimes as adults, we want to know what the next thing is happening. Where is this all with coronavirus? And sometimes we just need to stop and take a break. And then just get in that warm and fuzzy stuff and that fun stuff of finding out some of the things that are free out there right now. Maybe it's a concert, maybe it's an author reading a story online that's free. I know there's art galleries that are opening up for free, zoos, all kinds of stuff that we can do with our kids, and just to help that this time will be a very special time. I also want to encourage you to think about our theme text for this year. Don't worry about anything. And that is found in Philippians 4:6. And we have a little song that we usually sing, and hopefully maybe your student can sing that. But our text goes, don't worry about anything. Instead, thank God for all that He has done, and He will take care of us. In a nutshell, that's what it says. And so really thinking through that verse as a family, and maybe your kids can even teach you that song that we have. So we're continuing to pray for you as a staff and your kids, your families. We are here. If there's anything that we can do, please reach out to us. We are here for you, and we're in this together, and we're a family together. Have a blessed weekend, and I'll talk with you next week.